Just a few days, FEMA's relief fund is set to run out for the year. In our region and across the country, there's been a record number of natural disasters this year, and hurricane season is coming. The government has tallied 15 weather-related disasters so far, and each of them has exceeded $1 billion in damages. And that doesn't include the recent wildfires in Hawaii.
The head of FEMA says they do have the money for the initial response to Maui, but recovery could be delayed into next year if Congress doesn't pass a spending bill with more money for disaster relief.
Vermont is no stranger to FEMA's relief efforts, with last month's floods devastating communities. NBC5's Stephen Biddick spoke with state leaders today on how this could put a stall in funding, and it could impact Vermonters. Stephen?
Yes, Alice and Brian, there is growing concern from FEMA and Vermont's delegation because if that disaster relief fund does hit that critical low threshold, that means programs like individual assistance payments and other forms of help offered by FEMA could be paused for Vermonters. In recent months, violent weather across the country has drained FEMA's federal relief fund. Deanne Criswell, FEMA's top official, says agency funds could drop to critical lows by the end of August. If that happens, FEMA will implement an immediate needs funding policy. In a statement, FEMA explains that would, quote, prioritize available funding to critical ongoing disaster operations and reserve funding for initial response and recovery activities for a new significant event. Now, with Hawaii facing the most urgent problems, Vermonters could see a pause in payouts from FEMA until the relief fund is replenished. FEMA saying, quote, new obligations for non-life-saving and life-sustaining activities would be paused until the DRF is sufficiently funded. This would allow FEMA to continue its focus on response and urgent recovery efforts without interruption. To be clear, all obligations will be met, but reimbursement for non-life-saving or life-sustaining expenses will be delayed. Vermont's congressional delegation and FEMA are now urging Congress to support a $12 billion supplemental package to prevent that kind of delay and make sure FEMA has proper funding deeper into hurricane season.
In this state, we have some 4,000 people whose homes were damaged, 800 businesses who were damaged. A lot of those people don't have a lot of money. They're going to need help. We have to rebuild, and we're going to do our best to get the federal support that we need. Senator Sanders now hoping the split Congress can put differences aside to do what's best for those who need the help. What a nation, literally what a nation is supposed to be about, is that if some other state, Louisiana, gets hit by a terrible flood or a hurricane, people of Vermont say, hey, we got to help those people. When Vermont gets hit, the rest of the country has got to come to our aid. Hawaii gets it. That's what being a nation is about. You stand together.
Now lawmakers will return to Washington just after Labor Day, and in addition to that supplemental package, lawmakers will also have to create a new fiscal year budget for the country by September 30th to avoid a government shutdown. So if FEMA does place pauses, it could be a couple months before those pick back up again. Now live in Waterbury, Stephen Biddick, NBC5 News.